What's up, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today is a really special day. We are in a brand new 2025 BMW X5M comp in Isle of the Man green. I posted this on my Instagram the other day. This car is incredible. The color of this car, insane. The interior color, also insane. I mean, it's not even white. It's like a gray white or silver, silver and white mixed together. So it's insane. And here it is. I mean, look at the details of this car. I mean, all of this illuminates green. I mean, I'm sure you can change the color in here too, but it goes with the green theme of this car. And it's just self-explanatory. I don't really have to explain much of this interior because it is just perfect. Literally everything is perfect. I mean, you even have speakers right above your head. I mean, that is awesome. I'm not gonna waste any time today, boys, and I'm just gonna show you the outside of this monster of an SUV. Look how insane this thing is. I took some amazing shots of it inside the showroom about a week ago, and it looked incredible. And now you get to see it outside with the fall foliage around. And man, oh man, is this car insane. So obviously, as you know, this is making over 600 horsepower. It sounds incredible. X5M, it's just gorgeous. This thing is pretty much brand new and it looks as menacing as I'm sure it drives. But today we're gonna be doing this and I am super stoked to kind of drive it around a little bit, kind of see how it feels, see how this SUV is like. It has a much larger price tag than it used to. From way back in like 2013 to 16, it definitely has a larger price tag of over 140,000, but this car is for sale at BMW of Shrewsbury. If you guys are interested in this rare Isle of Man 2025 BMW X5M, it is just incredible. We'll do a start in it. That sounds amazing. Obviously, just like the M2, you have your track mode and everything as well. So we'll put it in sport mode. It sounds so sick. That's the exhaust mode on, I believe. Nope, that's off. That's with it on. I can only imagine this SUV tuned with like an intake and whatever, and it popping and banging like crazy. I don't think you can really picture it, but I think this thing would be insane. Just casually driving this car, it is very, very fast. Like, it's no joke. It's fast. Looks like a Golf Sport or a Golf R sitting over there, but it's not a Golf R. All right, let's take it down here. We'll do a wow. Woo! It's very, very torquey. And I've driven some quick SUVs, but I know this is gonna be the fastest SUV I've ever driven. You know, one thing I will say I'm not a huge fan of is like the new feel of the new BMWs. I'm not used to them. I'm very used to the older BMW style when it comes to stuff. But I haven't even put it in sequential yet. I'm not gonna go absolutely insane. This car is brand new, so I wanna be very cautious of it, but it is just driving it around like this. It feels great. It feels scary, in my opinion. Like, it's very, very scary. Wow, I mean, it's got, the torque is insane just in dry. I mean, we can try it sequential. I don't know. Oh God, I'm so nervous. Whoa. Woo! So I got the drive logic's at 1, but everything's inefficient and comfort. It's probably why. I'll probably just leave it at 1, but I mean, oh my goodness. So it's the drive logic that makes it aggressive. That is a new kind of quick. I mean, that is quick. I mean, holy moly. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So let's put it back in drive, which I don't even really know how to do. I think you just, I don't know if you hit it. I think you just, there you go. Okay. Let's put it back in drive. We're in sport still. So I'm going to keep it like in sport, but it is just, it's crazy. And the motor sounds incredible. I've never actually driven an X5M. And now that I have, I must say, a lot of money, yes. Is it a bang for your buck? No. But it is a luxury, and if you have the luxury and you still want an SUV, I don't know where else to look, because this is one crazy SUV. I don't really know where else you look. It's kind of hard to say what I usually say because it's luxury, but it's also performance at the same time. This definitely is big and it feels big, but I mean, it goes. Oh my goodness. I mean, it goes. Like, it goes. Wow. That is insanity. That is actually insanity. Wow. Tugs corners pretty well for a big SUV. I gotta give it credit. So what I will say is, from a daily driver standpoint, if you have the luxury to own this car, this SUV, it's very comfortable. Massive displays, carbon fiber accents, which is kind of nice. You still have that SUV seating position. They didn't force it. They didn't make this SUV like you're sitting in a performance car. You're still sitting in like it feels like you're sitting in just a regular SUV, but they just made it faster. Not to mention more performance looking. I mean, with your quad tips, factory exhaust sound, 600 horsepower, the massive 22-inch wheels, the color, the M Performance bumpers. So they did a really good job of making this car feel more performance on the outside than it really does the inside. Like, on the inside, the only thing that makes this car feel performance is probably the carbon fiber accents and the carbon fiber paddles. Other than that, this car is pretty much just like a regular SUV that you would see on the road. The outside is what gives it away of this is not a sleeper SUV. But I mean, the ratios are perfect. I mean, your power to torque ratio is incredible. Your shifting is pretty quick. It's not as quick as it would be in a sedan or a coupe and BMW, but it is pretty quick. It's aggressive. Not as aggressive as you would see in the other sedan or coupe M's that they have, but I mean, what more could you expect from an SUV that can do this to begin with on a high performance level? I mean, what more can you ask for? SUV that takes off in seconds. I don't think anybody asks for that, but it happens. And I think that's what's great about it. And people love it. And that is what I can appreciate from an SUV like this, because it's awesome. If I had to say so myself, what a hell of an SUV. I am trying to find ways to explain it. I mean, power to weight ratio is excellent. Like, it doesn't feel too heavy. Like I did say, it does feel big, but it doesn't feel super heavy, which is good. it does drive kind of big, but it's not too bulky. Like there's a middle ground, and this car hits that middle ground where it's not too big, but it's not too small. I mean, you have plenty of cargo space in here. I mean, plenty of space. I mean, is it going to get you like what a larger SUV would get? No, it's not an XL, it's not an X7, but if you didn't want the X3M and you wanted a little bit more of a family car that went super fast, I mean, this is kind of what that is. This is that next tier up. That's why they have an X3, X5, X7. I didn't really know what to expect, because it's like, oh, it's got 600 horsepower. It's this, it's that. It's like, okay, it's a super fast SUV, but it's like, oh, but it weighs 5,500 pounds. Doesn't weigh 2,500 to 3,500 pounds like a normal sedan or coupe does. And, you know, it's much taller, it's much wider, it's much longer, it's much heavier. It's quick. Like, it's quick. Now, off the line, all-wheel drive is smooth, but off the line, I don't think it's built to race or compete with anybody, but if it needed to, I think it could. I really think it could, but that is just one hell of an experience. I'm thinking about doing drifting on the channel at some point, trying to do some Pro AM. We'll do some exhibition, but do some Pro AM drifting. And I'll buy this and trailer the drift car to the track. I mean, everybody's buying trucks. I don't need a truck. I'll just buy an SUV. This thing is insane. Not to mention your illuminated X5M badges on the seat. Just crazy. Oh, you can kind of see it a little bit. I said this earlier. So you can see the green light in here, very faintly. Obviously, there's green lights right here, but wait till I show you. Look at this. You can see it more illuminated now that we're like under the shade. And same thing in the speakers on the door. It is just insane. The details on this car are just incredible. But that is gorgeous itself. I mean, we can open it. Oops. That doesn't open it, that tilts it. But you can see the natural light coming in. The color of these seats, as you can tell, they're not actually white. They're like a Silverstone gray or something. I don't know exactly what they're called, but with the black in the middle, just gorgeous. Really no needed for any Alcantara or carbon fiber on the seats. They are stunning as they are. The Alcantara on the roofline is perfect. I really can't see a complaint really much with this car, other than it's a big price tag and it's a big car for what you're getting. So if you want performance, do you need the family? Do you need to spend this much for the performance? There is a line, and I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would personally do it, especially brand new, maybe used, maybe like an older one, like a 16 or 17, but because it's probably, those are probably down like 40, 50 grand. So if you still wanted that performance, you can get an older one that's a little bit more used. But at the same time, if you got the money and you need a decent size SUV, and you want the performance, you don't have to worry about giving up your M3 or your M4 because you have a kid or because you have this. You could grab yourself one of these and still have that performance. I would grab an X3M personally. I personally think the X3Ms are they're my favorite, but I've always loved the look and the power of an X5M. That's why I wanted to get inside one of these, and it is just incredible. Incredible. But boys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell next to it so you get notifications whenever I post videos. And boys, we will see you in the next one. Peace out.